lose this one. They're gone.
And I tell you what, even if they win it, they still might rue that loss to Corio, you know that?
Yeah, certainly. So back with the umpire, middle of the ground. Bench has gone back in the middle of the ground, taps it down, went towards tipping. He dives on top of it and players over the top. Has he made an attempt? Yes, he's got the ball out, picked up by Smith. Quickly into the half-forward line for the Werribee side. Going back, leading the ball, Jones, also Wilson. Oh, Jones did well. He pushed Wilson out of the contest, went towards goal. It's coming back. I tell you,
He's missed it. He's
came
missed
back
it.
too late.
Yeah,
It must have
came
been.
back behind the post.
Well, you reckon?
Yeah, I think so. I
Okay.
thought so.
Okay,
Yeah.
if you're calling it that way, then it's got to be right, Grub. But a quick point there to the home side, to 8 goals 12 now, 11 goals 7 to the Winchelsea side, and it's going to be McKenzie who's going to do the kicking in duties from the full-back position. Comes out to the clubroom side of the ground. Jones is in the best position to mark. Good spoil by Van der Klooster. Back of the contest. Boyd picks up, kicks back towards the half-forward line. Going towards the ball is Walson, and he takes the ball over the boundary line. He's been okay today, Walson. He was running around the twos a couple of weeks back, Grub. And,
I think that was more attitude-wise, and I thought he was a little bit quiet early, but by gee, the second half of the second quarter and ever since been good.
So the ball thrown back in. Van der Klooster knocks it forward. Taken by Tipping. Tries to barge his way through the contest. Umpire allows it to go on. Smith's trying to drag the ball out of the contest with Gurushin hanging on to it. And umpire will come in and take possession. So just on the point of the square.
They can get stooged a little bit, umpires, by playing holding the ball, but he didn't. Good job.
So ball thrown up. Umpire put down by Morgan. And it's Van der Klooster who takes it. He's tackled. He's not coming out. And again puts the arms out. Says you can hang on to me as long as you like because I'm not going anywhere.
Well, that's something that you can't do because that sometimes does. The umpire will pay a free kick if you're not actually pretending to attempt to punch the ball out.
So again, we'll repeat of the last ball up, same position. This time Jones taps it down, kick round the corner from Bruno, only as far as Mensch, who had the ball, fended off and kicked back towards the centre of the ground. Oh, Bonner did well for the whole position. Dived at the ball, couldn't take it. Mark over the top. He's Kales is trying to tackle him. Ball comes out, went towards Cassidy. No clean pick up. Picked up and kicked forward by McNichol into the half-forward line. Boyd with pace. Will he take Lavalas on? No, he doesn't. He goes out wide looking for Bruno. Dives at the ball.
Bounce.
Brave, yeah, no, did hit the ground. Now he's in trouble. He's got the leg spread. And
turn it up.
you got to have an opportunity.
Now 50. Well, I'm not going to comment on the 50. That's obviously there, but by crikeys. He almost busted his neck trying to mark the ball, and 8 blokes jumped on him. He didn't drag that in. He tried to mark the damn thing.
Exactly right, Grub. I wouldn't have paid that one against him. He didn't make much opportunity, so it's going to be Matheson now. Call the play by the umpire. Goes out wide to Matheson, to McKenzie, who pushed forward. And on centre wing, he takes the ball. He goes quickly into the half-forward line. Target coming out. Good spoil from behind there by McGuinness. And the ball goes over the boundary line. And it's going to be thrown back in just outside their forward 50. So 3 minutes gone this final quarter. It's Werribee on 8 goals 12. They trail Winchelsea on 11 goals 7. Final quarter brought to you by Smith's Holden Blood Suzuki scoreboard.
So the ball comes back in. It'll be Morgan from behind. Got a little touch to it. Comes to ground. Players fall all over the ball. Comes back out to Morgan. He gets a kick away looking for Boyd. Boyd leading in the race. He's going to get it before the boundary line. Nope. No, he's not. And that will be another throw in. Centre wing right in front of the Cation scoreboard, which is shining brightly.
I tell you what, he was going to get it before the boundary line. I don't know who that player was, but he got a hand to it, that Winch player. It was good play because they were away.
So ball back in. Mensch v Morgan. Morgan gets the tap down, looking to advantage, but players fall on the ball over the top. I think might have been McKenzie trying to drag the ball out. Oh, there's the punches come out again. Geez, they haven't really paid that today, but all of a sudden it's come out. So a free's gone out there, I think, to Oliver, that might be. He's going to send the ball in for Winchelsea now. Past their half-forward line, looking for Holmer. Gave a fair push in the back to Phipps. He couldn't get it away, though. Comes off hands. Ball comes out there to Boyd. It's going to be over the back there now, looking for Wilson. Wilson, can he run onto the ball? Yes, he can. Takes it, but he's in a bit of strife. Goes backwards for Jones. Back even further again. Ball now centred. Oh, terrible kick into the middle, and McKenzie will intercept for Winchelsea. Came right off the side of his boot.
Well, he was in the wrong spot then, McKenzie, for once in his life, and it still went to him.
And McKenzie's kick was equally terrible because Cassidy's taken into the middle of the ground. Comes to Koutsamanis. He needs to go long, and he does. And the lead there is coming out the back by... was it Gertje?
Wilson. No,
Wilson it was, sorry. It was Wilson. And Sezin, though, will take the ball for Winchelsea. He comes up the ground there and finds Tricky. Tricky turns, looks for Holmer and finds him. Not a lot of close marking being done there. Streaming forward to the Winchelsea blokes. He hasn't got a lot to kick to. He's going to go over to Stephen. Tom Stephen made a lead. He's played off the mark now. Play on is the call. Looking for a lead now. Higgins gave him one, but he hasn't got that option. Now turns, goes forward, looking for Oliver it was. It's come back then, it's bounced back into Oliver's hands. Off one step, he's loaded up, and I tell you what, he has kicked the goal, Oliver. Stephen Oliver has kicked his first, and that will be 12-7-79 Winchelsea, 8-12-60 to Werribee Centrals. 5.5 minutes gone. Smith's Holden Blood Suzuki scoreboard.
But what do you say? They were pretty stiff then. They give everything they had. They punched it away. And in the end, the ball just bounced into Oliver's arms, actually. You know, the defence of Werribee, they've struggled for most of the day, and they really had a crack then, and I thought they were going to get it out. And when the ball bounced, it bounced right back the other way into Oliver's hands. But Oliver, as classy a player he is, he's probably been a bit down today, but he finished that off. And I know it's only early in the quarter, but you really didn't want him to get that.
Just picked that too. Jones has gone back.
Yeah, and it's interesting, Vanderkluis, you watch him with his right shoulder. He doesn't seem to be hanging that too well either, I don't think so.
Well, I just watched Mackenzie. He limped over that line a minute ago.
So the ball back in the middle of the ground. Ball comes out the back, Gurishin. He's going to be the first one to arrive. Went one way, then back the next. Went looking for Vanderkluis. He picks the ball up on the left foot, kicks around the corner. Nah, but it's going to hit the top of Noel Fanning. And, I think he's got Noel Fanning, actually.
Hey, mark it, you Newton Chewell idiot.
So Fletcher has a resulting free kick as a result of that poor kick there. Ball kicks back towards the centre-half forward position. Targets Bruno. Holmer stands in the hole. Picked up there by Boyd. Takes them on. Handballs out. Only as far as Matheson. Running player outside is Mackenzie. So he takes one bounce. Takes two bounces. Can keep going. Has his third. Oh, free kick behind the play. Stupid play there. And it's going to be coming back.
Didn't need to use his arms to retard him.
And fair income, that's just stuffed up the best bit of play we've seen for the whole day. I just said Mackenzie was limping. He went down there like Usain Bolt.
Yes, he did. He travelled pretty well across the ground. So Morgan kicks back inside. Mark has been taken there by Rathbone. He comes directly across the ground. Has a player there in Bell. So Bell now with the ball. Takes a bounce. Looking for options. Handball goes inside.
Not the right option.
Not the right option. It was all right if you hit the target. If you don't hit target, it makes it hard because Oliver's picked the ball up. Went back to Vanderkluis to Budavalis. Back to Oliver, and again across the ground they go to a player standing by himself. Marks up and taken. It's Mackenzie again in front of Koutsamanis. So Mackenzie has been one of the very best here this afternoon. Kicks short. Good kick, finds Gurishin on centre wing. Handball goes back inside to Oliver in the centre square. Kicks over the top, went looking for Fowler. Got a hand on it, but couldn't take the rest of it. Handball comes back towards Bruno, and with good pace gets out of the contest. Handballs to Koutsamanis. Went back inside, found Smith by himself in the middle. On the cricket pitch, he goes long. Looking for him, we'll find Taylor at the back. Well, he didn't take the mark, had plenty of time, but then put himself under pressure and kicked towards the boundary line, and the ball has travelled out of bounds.
They kicked to a 2-on-1, so I just didn't think he must have thought he had less time than he did then.
Yeah, he got the ball right back to him, but at 8 minutes gone in the final quarter, we've had Werribee on 8 goals, 12, and 12-7 to the Winchelsea side. Smith, Holden, Blood Suzuki final quarter scoreboard.
2 yellow card boys about to re-enter the ground.
They're not punching on again, are they?
No, they just...
they're talking like they're best mates now.
So the ball's brought back in. It's tricky. Overruns the ball. Cassidy pushed him in the back. Picked up by Fowler. Fowler fed the ball towards Sesson. Sesson back to Vanderkluis. He keeps running into trouble today, Vanderkluis. Handball goes wide to Matheson. Back to Sesson. And he goes wide looking for Stephen Andrew. Good mark out in front. Takes it on the half-back line. A quick kick inside. The kick wasn't good, but Fowler arrives in time. Picks the ball up. Went out the back door to Bonner. Bonner handballs back towards centre wing. Picked up there by Tricky. He's taken plenty of time to pick it up. It actually ran past him. It was actually picked up by Higgins, who put it on his boot. Numbers with the Winchelsea side, and it's going to be Fowler that goes towards centre forward. Murphy there, over the back, ball's hit down. Phipps dives on it desperately. Well, now he's taken high. Well, he's taken high or taken whatever, but it's Mensch. He's trying to kick the ball off the ground. Body strength, can't stay on his feet. Picked up there. Handball's good. Koutsamanis hands up with the ball and chips it back over his shoulder, and found Smith, who kicks forward. And the target's not going to be reached there because interception is by Budavalis, who goes outside and will find Mackenzie. Plays on quickly, goes to the half-forward line. Murphy leads in the race. The ball, good kick. And Rob Murphy comes out, takes the mark. Inside forward 50, kicks in short, and the mark has also been taken there by Higgins. So he can go back and shoot for goal. Has had one minor score for the afternoon. There's a chance now to kick his first major and stretch the lead to 25 points. So Joel Higgins. And he needs to kick the ball about 30, 35 metres. Not too sure how he goes, Higgins, as a goal kicker, but he plays down forward. Positive approach at goal, left footer. Usually sweet off the boot, goes, and the umpire says that is okay. His first goal of the afternoon and the 13th goal for the Winchelsea side. So 13 goals, 7. They lead Werribee on 8 goals, 12. Final quarter's gone 10, nearly 11 minutes. Final quarter, Smith Holden, Blood Suzuki scoreboard.
Well, you're right. I think the umpire said okay. I also think I saw him say it's over. That's what I reckon I saw him say, because it is that. I tell you what, there'll be a lot of sides watching this on the video, on the USB, and taking plenty of notice of what Mackenzie's done. In the first quarter, he was just a great defender in the first half. But in the second half, you have to play an attacker on him as a defender, because he's just killed him.
Back in the middle, Holmer did the ruck work, got the ball to ground. Comes off hand, Cassidy working in hard there for Centrals. Can't get the ball out. Big scrum of players form. I think he's going to have to blow the whistle. Brendan, indeed you are, and does. Right back in the centre circle, and we'll have another ball up.
And Werribee have really fallen for this, because he's on his own.
Up they go, Holmer. As good as a kick forward nearly with that punch. Drives it a long way, but comes off hands. Weaving in and out was Gurison, I think it might have been. Comes out to Kutsamanis anyway, brings it back, but Holmer will come back into the hole and take the mark. Centre wing, looking for options. He finds Sawney in the middle, who'd made some space. Sawney, Sesson gives him an option even out wider. Oh, but it's going to be a 2-on-1 contest, intercepted there by Werribee Centrals by McNichol it was. He drives the ball forward. He finds Jones outside 50, gives a little half kick in. Phipps runs hard and Lydon gets a mark just inside 50. Could be outside his range with the old Dicky knee. But Phipps is going to have to go back and have a shot at goal, I think, now, as the Winchelsea players flood forward and lock it up.
McNichol was a bit generous there.
I'm going to say in a minute, wait, if he doesn't kick a goal anyway, but I'm going to ask you a question in a minute, Smithy. Oh, he's passed it.
He's handed off anyway and he's found Fletcher.
So I've got the chance now. Running back with the flight of the ball, McNichol came in and he actually marked the ball. That's what they do these days. What would have happened to him 10, 12, 15 years ago?
5 years ago.
It says it wouldn't have got up.
Oh,
it would have been like Ray Card hitting Keith Gregg.
Or Stan Magro hitting Jezelenko, or Lee Matthews hitting Barry Cable. And that's, so look, it's good to see our games cleaned up, that they go for the ball now, but geez, I would have liked to have seen it.
Fletcher comes in. Fletcher comes in. We'll kick from 40 now. Kicks through the ball. Goal must it's going to fade. It's not going to even get the distance, and Holmer is going to mark in the last line of defence. He's going to switch it back now across the face of goal, then turns again. Oh, it says, I'm in a bit of trouble here. I'll go back and concede it behind. 13th to Werribee Centrals. They get a 8-13-61, 13-8-86. Winchelsea.
They play on quickly ball, end up in the hands of Bonner, and Bonner now has the ball and goes outside 50, went looking for Oliver, overdid the kick, and it's Weatherly that comes across. Interception, but Oliver works hard and retains possession of the ball, dives on it. Brendan Beveridge stands there, spreads the legs and says that's a free kick. Was it over the shoulder or holding the ball? He says it's holding the ball, and the resulting free kick to the Werribee side.
Oh, come on, Brendan, that's just ridiculous.
So the ball now will go quickly into the half-forward line. Target small, but it's Walson. The ball's not taken. Mark picked up there. Fowler comes out with the ball. Far as Gurison. He's also been fairly good for the afternoon. He missed the kick. Kicked around the corner is by Fletcher. Went back only as far as Van der Klooster, who takes the mark. Called the play on. He went the handball towards Holmer. Holmer was actually going back to do a shepherd. Picked up by Smith. Went back to the centre half-back position. Blueshy coming the other way. Smith does well. Goes back and gets his own ball. Kicks into the full forward position. Looking for Taylor. He's up. Had the first one. Had taken in the second. And Montebruno's, he left the ground. Is he, Grub, I think? I can't see him anywhere.
No, I haven't seen him for a while.
He did hobble in that late in that third quarter. So, oh no, there he is at centre forward.
It looks there. Like Knight's hobbling on there.
Yeah. So Montebruno is out there, but Taylor's gone forward in this last quarter.
I'll probably take that back. It's not cut it out, Brendan. The rule's no good, because it stops people from having a crack at the football.
Yeah. So Knight comes in. Kicks towards goal.
I'll tell you what.
I think it was Taylor, wasn't it?
Oh, sorry, Taylor, you're right, mate. Sorry. Yeah, Taylor. It was, and it's a goal. It's already on the board over the far side there, the big fella. The big football show. So it's 9 goals, 13 now to the Werribee side. 13 goals, 7-2. Winchelsea, 15 minutes gone. Final quarter, Smith Holden.
I'll tell you what, I don't know how the goal umpire saw that was a goal because she had her back to she turned her back on the foot. He thought it was going to hit her.
It's happened a couple of times actually down there with her. She actually thinks she's going to get bowled over, but she got it right, so you can't knock her. But yeah, look, I think umpires do take it a bit far out holding the ball, but it's the bloke's having a go. He's the one that gets penalised. I know they want to keep the game going, but you can't take it away from the bloke going for the football.
Back in the middle, Holmer and Jones now gone into the ruck for Werribee, and he'll get the tap down. Comes off hand. Smith working hard, comes out of the middle, gets a kick forward. Looking for Montebruno. Montebruno can't take the ball, was delivered well onto his chest, well spoiled in the end. McKnight being held by the leg, he's appealing for a free kick. In and under there also might have been Blushki, I think. Players form on the ball, you've got to blow the whistle up, and indeed he has.
Has he become a Scotsman, has he?
What's that?
McKnight.
Did I call him McKnight, did I? Okay, Jimmy, what have I done?
Well, it is McKnight.
It is
Michael
Knight. Michael Knight.
Fair
McKnight.
enough, you can have that one.
Give that one away to me. Back up the ball goes. Up they go. Over the back, up there was Casey got the ball to ground. Players fall on it again. I thought it was a free kick pulled out. The umpire this time's blown the whistle much earlier. And he'll ball it up again.
Well, here comes another freebie tonight. That brilliant play by Luke Casey. He's absolutely killing them out there. Thanks.
There you go. He won't get the memory stick till tomorrow, though. Grubb, up goes the ball. Doesn't get it this time now. Sesson gets the ball down. Comes off hands. Good work, though, Braden Montebruno, but the kick's gone wide and far, and it will be out on the full. Tried to bring it round his body, but couldn't quite get there. So McKenzie.
I know you haven't taken stats, but McKenzie be up to touch number 35, I reckon.
Oh, I reckon he'd have to be.
McKenzie brings the ball back up in front of the commentary position. Looking for Holmer. It's cleared the lot. Cleared Jones as well. Didn't clear Jones. He's got to it. Smith put his head over the ball. Oh, in and strong came Sesson into the ball. Picks it up, trying to break free. Umpire again, though, is going to have to ball it up. They really need a goal quickly, but I think it could be a little bit late for the Centurions. Jones and Holmer. Jones again gets the tap down, bursting through there was Tipping, couldn't get it off hands. Oliver, he gets the ball on the wrong foot, gets it forward though, up towards the half-forward line. Leading in the race there for Centrals was Boyd. He gets the ball off a step, tries to thread the eye of a needle, but he does not, and it is out of bounds on the full, and the ball will go to Oliver. Oliver for Winchelsea, right in front of the social rooms, which are pretty quiet. I don't know why he did that.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
Kick over your mark there. Couldn't go anywhere else. But that Oliver kicks forward into the middle of the ground. He was looking for Higgins, but the ball's travelled a lot of them. Over the back now. Leading in the race there might have been Bonner, I think, but it's come off hands. Back there inside was Fletcher. He gets the ball over the top, then by hand over to the Centrals player. Oh, he's tackled, picked up off the ground. What's Brendan paid there? No advantage? Is that what he's paid? He has. He's given the free to. He's given the free to Bo Tricky. There probably was an advantage on there though for Chris Gurison to run into an open goal. No advantage was paid, and Bo Tricky will now have the ball pretty much 30 metres out directly in front. Should slot it through.
Advantage wasn't around when Brendan was a young boy. then again, knew there was electricity. But
so Tricky comes in, kicks through it straight over the top of the goal umpire's head. Bo Tricky, his first, 14th for Winchelsea. They will go to 14 goals, 7. Werribee Centrals 9 goals, 13. 18 minutes gone. That's pretty much it on the Smith Holden Blood Suzuki scoreboard.
Well, it is, but at least they've had a crack in the second half. A very, very disappointing first half, but they've had a crack. They've given it the best they could in the second half, and it just goes to prove to me that the Werribee Central side of 2014 is not quite good enough to be a final side, and Winchelsea have proved that yet. They've still got to prove to us that they can make it as well. Then with the inclusion of this big Ulmer, they might. But as I say, Werribee, they've had a go. They just haven't been good enough.
All square at Osborne Park.
Ooh, all square. So ball back with the umpire, middle of the ground. Jones doing work against Holmer over the top. Holmer gets it down. Blushie merges with the ball, takes him on, gets to Jones by hand. Jones kicks into the half-forward line. Phipps has put himself forward now. Sesson takes him off the ball, picked up there by Van der Kooster cleverly. Comes back on the right, left foot, goes back to McKenzie in the goal square. Had to be a good clean pick-up. He went back to Van der Klooster on the left foot. He comes outside 50, went towards Holmer at ground level. He does pretty well for a big fella. Gets down there, picked up by Boyd. Very cleanly goes into the forward 50. Keisha tried to tap to the advantage of Blueshy, but Oliver was there. He tapped it to his advantage. Now he's got the ball. Now he's in trouble here because he did take possession of it, drag it back in, but it's come out through his legs. And now Bonner's over the top of the ball, I think, and umpire says it's going to be a ball up.
That's Grubby's point of earlier, though. The different umpire would have paid that.
Yeah, but that's the way I prefer it to be paid. The bloke on his hands and knees trying to get it, give him a fair crack, and that's what the umpire did.
So Keisha taps the ball down to Smith, goes quickly into the full forward position. Bonavalis, I thought, had the ball in his hand. It's kicked off the ground, and it's gone through for a minor score to the Werribee side. Not too sure who kicked that, but it's now 9 goals, 14 to the home side. They trail 14-7. Phipps is down with a knee.
Yeah, he's done his knee again, I'd say. He's looking a bad way.
So Mackenzie quickly with the ball, comes outside 50. Van der Kloos to the target. At the back, he picks the ball up, went one there and back, found Sawney, and he takes off with pace, has a bounce, goes towards centre half back, and a kick across the ground. Went looking for Sezin, going the other way again, but it ends up in the hands of McNichol of Werribee. Goes outside. Walson has taken the mark. So he's a bit deeper than half forward. Tips the ball back inside. Mark taken there by McGuinness. Has Cassidy on this side of the ground. Decides to go further afield. Good kick, and Keisha takes the mark. Runners outside. Handball goes to Cassidy. Nice kick of the football. Goes looking for him. We'll find Taylor. Can't take the mark. Tipping at the ground level. Had the ball handballed out in front. Let the ball run over the boundary line. And it's a ball in on that position. So right on the forward 50.
He did that really well. From the minute he went near the ball, he was going to get it across to the boundary line. It was just a matter of whether he could do it to fool the umpire, and he did it beautifully.
So on the half-forward line, we've got Keisha this time going up against Holmer. And both players now with ball in the air. Holmer front position, tapped down, picked up there by Budavalis, goes towards Oliver, back towards Mensch on centre wing. Ducking further afield is Stephen, over the top, goes back towards Venables. But it's going to be a player putting his head over the ball in Bonner. Ends up with Stephen. Stephen to tipping. Tipping rolls the ball along the ground once again. Rolls the ball along the ground, comes off the ground, and interchange with Fowler. So 21, nearly 22 minutes gone, final quarter. Smith Holden Bloods is at your scoreboard. 9-14 to the home side, Werribee, 14-7 Winchelsea.
Jones and Mensch to battle this one as it comes back into play. Umpire throws it back in. Mensch in front will get it down, but intercepted there by Montebruno. Braden, he gets it off, comes off hands to Walson. Walson to Keisha. Keisha drives the ball long.
That's a great kick, Luke Keisha.
And Tyron Montebruno will take the mark. 40 metres out from goal, probably 45 where he'll kick from. He's going to need to move it on quickly. Not that it probably makes a great deal of difference.
God, I used to kick them with my eyes closed at train and put it through, son.
He's gone back with the Dennis Lilly run up again. He's back nearly in the centre of the ground.
Well, the 50 metres is about 45, so 46 or something. So,
So in now comes Tyrone Montebruno. Looking for his third goal. Kicks directly in front. Flat punt's not going to probably make the distance. Holmer gets up. Roved off the pack there by Taylor. And minor score to Werribee's. 9 goals, 15. 68. Werribee Centrals, Winchelsea 14-7. Smith Holden Blood Suzuki scoreboard. Nearly 23 minutes gone.
So Mackenzie it is again with the ball in the fullback position. Goes wide, far side of the ground. Good mark over there, and it's taken by Higgins. So hasn't done a lot today, but the things he's done has been good. Van der Kloos to stay on this side of the ground is asking for the ball. Player doesn't look this way, so he goes back towards centre wing. Coming up, take the mark. Good spoil from behind by the Werribee side. Ball goes over the boundary line and will be thrown back on centre wing. So McNichol it was that did the spoiling. Stephen was the flyer.
I'll tell you what, any bloke that can run that fast to come off shouldn't be bloody coming off because he's not tired enough.
Played well though, Walson.
Yeah, he has, but he's running that quick. Leave him on. He's got some leg speed.
So Dunkley gets the ball from the ruck contest. Little kick over the top. Went back trying to get it himself. Missed it. Picked up there by the Werribee side. They now try to work it out, but it's Winchelsea with the ball. Kicked into the half-forward line. Mensch holding front position. Good mark. Not going to too many blokes going to beat him when he's hands up like that. Takes the mark and he kicks quickly towards the goal square. Going back, Sawney by himself.
What the hell was that?
And Tavay Sawney, he has taken the mark 15 metres out directly in front. And we'll go back and kick, I would think, another goal for the Winchelsea side. So Sawney from directly in front. Kicks the goal, his first of the afternoon, and the 15th now to Winchelsea. 15 goals, 7. They lead Werribee on 9-15, 24 minutes gone, final quarter. Smith Holden Blood Suzuki scoreboard.
I don't know what happened then. It looked like it was going to be a kick for a big mark, and he just dropped it in. And obviously there was probably 4 or 5 Werribee Centrals players who thought, well, that's it for us today, because they didn't follow young Sawney down. And he's a dangerous little bugger, so, you know, when he goes down there, anyone goes down there, you've got to have him on. Looks like Phipps is all right, although he's hobbling pretty badly. But, you know, once they run down the ground, you really got to pick him up. And I tell you what, Mensch has made a really, really good move here, because I'd have been taking Timmy van der Klooster off a while ago. The game's been over, and he's favouring the shoulder just a touch.
Just a touch.
Still all square at Osborne Park, Bannockburn, North Geelong. It's about 16, 17 minutes gone.
Geez, a draw would throw all the calculations amongst the pigeons, wouldn't it?
Get the abacus out.
Eric Nichols.
Ball goes up, umpire says no good. Don't like that throw up. And you can bugger one of them up, but anyhow, we'll have another one. So back in he comes again. Morgan and Holmer this time to take the ruck. Morgan gets the tap down, goes straight to his feet, comes out to Cassidy, and then Smith. Smith gets it out. Koutsamanis picks it up on the half volley, comes back to Cassidy. Cassidy now turns, centering ball, looking for Monobruno, who over the back uses the body really well. Phipps, is it?
Yeah.
What happened to the hobbling knee? He's done real well. Looked very toey then. I called it on the basis of the skins underneath.
Well, I couldn't see because he was behind the Winchelsea player. And I'm not sure. It was a definite push out.
But I think it was legal.
But, as I say, I couldn't see where he was. So if he used the body, fine. If he used the hands, not. Brendan Beveridge was pretty close. And his 80-year-old eyesight spotted it. So I won't let that one be.
You'll hear about that one.
Yeah.
So in comes Phipps, kicks through the ball, and that will be a goal to the Werribee Central's coach, Luke Phipps. It's his first, and it's Werribee Central's 10th. They will go to 10 goals, 15. 15-7. Winchelsea on the Smith Holden Blood Suzuki scoreboard, 26 minutes gone.
Well, I think, we know this game's over. I think all eyes and ears at the moment are on the Bannockburn game because, as I said before, even the winner of this game could still be in almighty trouble if Bannockburn can get up.
And Bannockburn have just kicked a point, so they're a point in front.
Oh, well, if they get up...
18 minutes gone.
Yeah. You wouldn't want to be David Mensch busting your whole side's busted your guts to say, right, we've got rid of Werribee and then find out Bannockburn's beaten North.
Yeah, correct.
So back in the middle of the ground, Holmer taps the ball down, goes straight to Sawney. Sawney quick kicked into the half-forward line. Coming out, taking the ball is Higgins. Got tackled, brought to ground. Dunkley trying to kick the ball off the ground. Coming the other way was Fletcher. Has held on to. He didn't really have control of it. He did so. Got the handball out to Morgan. Kicked round towards us in half-forward position. Coming up, taking the ball is Jones. Over the top to Smith. Good run inside. And player going forward is Rathbone. Kicks long towards goal. And it's going to run through.
Hit the post.
It's going to hit the post for a minor square. Score?
No score. Waving it off, Brendan.
Why wasn't that a score?
Obviously, he reckons it kicked it after the siren by the sound of it. So the final siren has gone here at Galvin Park, which will see Winchelsea 15 goals, 7, 97 defeat the